Okay, co-main event time, boys. And a fight that I had to admit I think could have been the main event of this
Yeah.
card.
Yeah, I think it should have been, personally. I think they
Yeah.
should be flip-flopped.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Deiveson Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno. It is Figueiredo Moreno 4. These two have fought 3 times before. And for Figueiredo, Moreno is all 3 of his last 3 opponents. The last time Figueiredo fought somebody not named God damn it. Brandon Moreno was in 2020 when he fought Alex Perez. Okay, so Figueiredo, the current champ, 35-year-old, out of Para Brazil. He's 21-2 with 1 draw, 9 knockouts, 8 submissions, coming off of that win in that third match against Moreno, in which he won by a unanimous decision. Moreno, the much beloved 29-year-old out of Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. He's 20-6 with 2 draws, 4 knockouts, 11 subs. He's coming off a win against Kai Kara France, which he finished him with a nasty body kick, followed up by punches in the 3rd round back in July. So the first 3 fights of these guys. The first one was a draw. The second one, Moreno finished Figueiredo. And in the third one, Figueiredo won by UD. Figueiredo, interestingly, who is much more, you would say, is the juggernaut of the two, has never finished Moreno, but Moreno schooled him in that second fight, finishing him in the 5th round. That's one of my favorite fights ever.
Yeah.
Mark, start us off. Give us your take and your pick of this amazing co-main.
All right, I might talk for a minute here, and I would guess Omar is going to as well. The slight favorite is the challenger, Brandon Moreno, minus 120. Deiveson Figueiredo is plus 100, even money. We are flipping a coin here. The odds agree. We know this already. We've seen these guys do this 3 times before. Of course, I could see this fight going either way. But I can't get myself to go any other way than with Brandon Moreno. And really, there's plenty of reasons to go the other way. The coaching is such a factor. Figgy, I thought, looked really good after training with Cejudo in his next fight. I would imagine he's only even more improved now with more time over at Fight Ready. Moreno, as we know, has lost his coach in James Krause, had to join a new team, adjust on the fly. That's not super ideal. Figgy's getting a hometown fight in Brazil, crowd behind him. He may get a huge surge from that. Plus, the hometown judging in Brazil is always a thought if we get another very close fight. So there are plenty of reasons to talk yourself into picking Deiveson Figueiredo here. And obviously, he won the most recent fight between these two guys. But to me, Brandon Moreno has won more of this trilogy than he has lost. As Mike said, he's the only man with a finish. So despite the trilogy being 1-1-1, Moreno's actually ahead in my book because of the fact that he has a finish in this trilogy. And I truly feel as though he has been the better fighter for more minutes of these fights. Like, Figgy has needed some big moments and some big shots that change the fight and that steal the round. And, of course, he can get those again. But I just can't pick against the guy that I feel like has been the better fighter over more time in more moments and is less reliant on needing something big to win rounds. So I'm going to go Moreno here. Plus, it's been a year off for Figgy, and he is the older fighter. He is the one with the harder weight cut, which we're already hearing rumblings about.
Have you seen the picture?
So, no, I didn't see the pictures. Ralph?
I'll send it to you. I don't know what he's cutting. What else is there? There's 2 days left. Well, I guess.
And he looks
Well,
gutted
still
already.
2 days. He looks like he should have already weighed in.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, I will go with Brandon Moreno. I will say Brandon Moreno, unanimous decision, champ once again.
Wow. Omar, when you get done sending us this scary image. Give us your take and weigh in.
You guys know that there's no way in hell I pick against Moreno. It just doesn't happen. It's not going to happen. That's my man's right there. He's one of the bigger nerds in the UFC roster.
God.
Yeah.
What is he cutting?
They are currently, for those of you listening, they are currently just getting the video of.
Oh, wait. How many pounds are left on him right now?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
How is he alive?
You can check the caption. I don't know.
Bro, he looks awful.
But here's what I know.
Can I put this in the camera? Yeah.
A full
His
2
veins.
days.
You can't
his
really
veins
tell,
are
actually, 'cause
already
of the
coming
glare.
out.
It looks like he's just ripped, but if you could see the actual veins, it's bad.
Yeah, his veins are visible
You can
at
see the
this
veins
point.
in his chest.
There's nothing left. There's nothing left to cut. I don't understand what else there is.
This might not happen. You can see all the.
That's
veins in
what
his
everybody's
arms.
saying. That's what everybody's saying is that they're not gonna. He's not gonna make it to the fight. That's.
I mean, this reminds me of
the
last time I saw a
speculation.
guy like.
I
this
mean, it might be that they still fight, but that he's stripped and
doesn't-
only
he can't
Moreno
get
can
the
win the
belt.
belt.
Yeah, that can happen too.
Sorry, Mike, I
Figueiredo
think I
was the
touched
worst,
three
bro.
of.
No, it's all good.
Sorry.
Keep going, Omar. Give us your.
Fuck, he looks horrible. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's not great. It's not great. Had he looked like that on weigh-in day, we could get through it. I guess that'd be one thing. But it's fucking this. He looked like this Wednesday afternoon. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, skill for skill, I love Brandon Moreno. I think he's a little bit more well-rounded. The biggest difference, though, that you're always going to find between these two is Figueiredo carries the power advantage by far. When Figueiredo lands a punch, usually Brandon Moreno is found himself with his ass on the ground, needing to struggle to get back up. Brandon Moreno, though, however, is very skilled and very technical, very good with the volume, very good with the weight. I mean, he lands power as well. It's just the differential is very, very far apart from one another. The reactions are not the same. The impacts are not the same. But Moreno does work, and Moreno has shown that he can damage Figueiredo and put him into terrible positions. I think really where we're at with this quadrilogy.
Yep.
Sure.
All right.
That's the right word. Quadrilogy.
Oh, it is really.
Yep.
All right. So where I think we're at right now with this is we've seen Figueiredo not be at his best according to him, right? And that was the fight that Moreno took over. We've seen them kind of clash to the point where it was a draw, very difficult decision to come out of. And then we've seen another third fight out of them where, in my opinion, Brandon Moreno won that fight.
Oh, really? Wow.
I think Brandon Moreno won that fight.
I don't remember what I thought, to be perfectly honest. I think I thought Moreno won as well.
But we continue
I gotta look.
to live in a world where it's still very disputed in the undisputed championship world, right? Like we still are not 100% sure because as far as I'm concerned, Moreno was the only one who put a stamp on his performance when it came to winning that fight. So we go to a fourth one. We're probably going to need a fifth one by the time this series is all said and done. But your boy's going with Brandon Moreno. I'm going to go by decision.
You guys know I love Brandon Moreno,
Don't do it.
but I'm going Figgy.
You're the worst.
Here's why. I mean, look, seeing this image of him makes me want to change my tune, but this is what my pick was coming into the show, so I'm going to stay with it for now.
Mark, I think he took the knife out of your back and stuck it in mine.
I did think Figgy won the last fight. I have all my notes in Excel, so I was able to scroll back to that event.
Oh, wow. I feel like the power that Figueiredo carries, Moreno has to have a perfect night to beat Figueiredo, like he did in the second fight. Like the planets have to align for Moreno more so than for Figueiredo. Figueiredo just has the kinds of tools and weapons where he can have not the best night and still catch Moreno and either finish him potentially, even though he hasn't done that yet. But of course he still could. He could finish anybody at 125 pounds. or just land the more damaging shots and walk away the victor. And I think that Moreno, I'm just going to circle back and say the same thing. I think Moreno kind of has to have the perfect night in order to win. Could he? Of course he could. He already has. So for that reason, I'm going with Figueiredo to win this one. I will say he's going to win it again by UD.
Moreno has never been stopped in his professional career. Deiveson Figueiredo will not be that man. Fuck that.
Okay.